And we are live, running right here, man. This is going to be great. The Spark Plug, the Energizer Bunny, there's many monikers, right?
Yes, sir.
The energy this man has, man, what a catalyst. I can't say enough. Second generation S.U.C, Lil Dru, man. It is a privilege to have you here, bro. Get you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Talk about your story, man, a little where you come from. Man, and let's start with the quintessential. Where did you start rapping? When did it bite you? How old were you? You started wanting to drop bars?
Yeah, bro. Actually, from a little kid, I used to sing songs and stuff. I was able to memorize lyrics from a little kid, so I always had music in me. You know what I mean? It's always been a passion. I loved it. You know, all day music is, you know, listening at my headphones. Trying to mimic, you know, Jodeci and Keith Sweat and stuff like that. So the music was always in me, but I also had another darker side of me. I was always in trouble with a lot, and I ended up doing some time as a child. I did about 2 years, and I got put in a boot camp, a placement, and during that time we would do church skits. There was dudes that would get up on stage and they would do like little Christian raps, and they would do the little skits and everything, sing songs. They have a dude doing a melody in the background, beating on a water cooler as a drum. You know what I'm saying? We would do stuff like that. And I just admired those dudes, man. I was like, man, that's so cool. When I saw real people in my face singing and rapping, and I just was amazed by the talent. I was thinking these dudes should be stars. So I was like, man, I think I could do that. You know what I mean? I feel like I could do that, and you know, I tried to start rapping, and when I did, it just came naturally. So I would go and I started doing my own skits. I'll get up on stage, and I used to listen to Christian rap a little bit with my dad riding around, because my dad, you know, would go through these phases where he would, you know, be back in the church, and we would listen to nothing but Christian rap.
Are you talking about like New Wine, or are we talking about DC Talk?
I'm talking about like New Wine. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Bloody Fifth. You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out,
Gospel
man,
Gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Woody Rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would listen to stuff like that, and I remember T-Bone.
T-Bone, yes.
You know what I'm saying? T-Bone.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Right. So, and that, saying, speaking of that, that was actually the lyrics I would spit. I knew a lot of T-Bone songs back then. So, New Wine and T-Bone, you know what I mean? I would get up on stage and rap them. And I met up with some dudes from Houston, and they were the ones that were singing and doing the melodies and stuff. And
you remember the name of these guys?
Say it again. You
remember their names?
Oh, man. I was like 13 years old. I don't remember nobody's names. Right. I was about 13 years old when this was going down. But yeah, man, we would go out to rec, and they would beat on the tables, and during that time I would go out there and I try to freestyle with them, right. And they would encourage me. They wouldn't, you know, I didn't rhyme any words. I'm out there just blah 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 blah. But every time we would do this, I would get better and better and better, and I started writing it back then too. So I started writing songs. Like, I would have a melody in my head, and it was just weird how naturally they came to me, you know. I never really was good at anything when I was a kid, like that I tried to do. I would try to do different things, and I wasn't really, I didn't do it very well. This just came natural. I was able to do it without no help. I knew what a hook was. I knew what, you know, the verse was. I didn't really understand bars, but I would I would hear these jingles in my head, these melodies, and then I would just make a song, and that's when it started. I mean, everyday rapping to where I had tablets of music. I actually had staff in the placement coming up to me at 13 and telling me, hey bro, I could get you royalties, writers royalties for that. Right. And even as a kid though, I was like, what you mean for writers for something that I did? You gonna give this to somebody else and they gonna rap it? And it makes sense to me. So I didn't I never went with that. They ended up taking my tablets from me, and I got all my music taken away and stuff. They said it was gang related. So
wow. So when would be the first time you say you were actually recorded? Like, you went into a studio or any kind?
Man, let me tell you, bro. First time I was ever recorded, I had this little PC, and back then I noticed if I took a pair of headphones and put it in the microphone jack, one of the ears becomes a microphone.
Man, dude,
I don't know if anybody knows that.
This is what I love to get documented, how stuff gets invented just so you can do it.
Yes,
like
sir.
Filetto talked about an interview where he used a sampler as only he did a 1 second sample, but he took the record and he spun it up so fast so when you replayed it and pitched it down, it had the whole loop.
Yeah.
And this is what you're talking about,
Yes,
right?
sir.
This is sorcery, right? Where I'm making something do he's not supposed to do just so I can rap and record myself.
Yeah, I would take a little boombox and I'd put a boombox right next to me and I'd put an instrumental in the boombox, and then I would put my headphones close to the speaker and I would just rap over the beat.
Right.
And that's how, and you know, I start emails to people and stuff. I mean, of course the music sounded like trash, sounded like shit, but you know,
man, I
was
mean,
able to get my voice on a
you're becoming a rapper, you're becoming an engineer, right? You're becoming working with a PC all in one. It's all these things, right?
Yeah, and all you had to do was go to sound recorder on the PC. It was something easy.
Right,
you just go to this little sound recorder and it would pop up on all these things. And I don't even remember how I found that out, that the headphone jack. I think I was just playing around with it and I popped it in the headphone jack and in the microphone jack. Sure enough. The headphones, one of the ears become a microphone. Yep.
Brilliant, sir, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but from there, I imagine you finally got in some type of a studio setting eventually.
Yeah, man. Shout out my boy Eric Culberson, EC, man. You know what I'm saying? Out Smithville, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Screwville, Texas. First dude ever got me in the studio. Yeah, man. D Brown, man. You know what I'm saying? That was his producer, my boy D Brown out of Bastrop. They had the little studio thing going on. They had the little, you know, click acting bad music and everything. I had just got out the pen. I had not really ever thought about going to a studio before that because I had got so involved in the street stuff. So after I got out of prison, I was like, man, I'm gonna try to do something different. I talked to EC. I said, man, what can I do to get in the studio? He was like, man, I'm gonna hit up my boy D Brown. So they get me in the studio, man. I'd never been in the studio before. I don't know how it works.
Right.
So he was like, all right, bro, let's get it started. I go into the booth and I rapped the whole song from beginning to end.
Wow.
I didn't stop. I rapped the hook to everything. I didn't know that you're supposed to rap a verse, then stop and do the hook.
You dropped 128 bars.
Dropped the whole, and after the producer was like, damn, bro, you did that whole song in one take. And I was like, yeah, that's not how you supposed to do it.
Right.
He was like, bro, that was amazing, bro. How did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never seen no shit like that before.
Right.
And he was like, it was good. It was a good take. You know what I mean? But he was like, if you want to do it this way, I was like, nah, fuck that. I back then I was real stubborn too, so I didn't even want to hear nothing. I was like, nah, that's fire. Let's move on to the next track.
Right.
And then I did the next track, and I did like 4 songs, and I never put them out. I never released them anything. I put them on an MP3 player, and I just listened to them all the time.
Right, man. We done did the dunk contest. Now time to do the 3-point event.
Yeah,
I'm done with that. Like all in one shot, man. That's amazing. Right. So. It's worth noting, man, you're from an area, right, it's prestigious, right? It's the birth of Screw himself, Robert Davis, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I've never been there, right? Talk about that environment, right? The people who still there, maybe that new Screw at the time that still stay there, and they have a memoriam there and like a state.
See, that's that
road signs and stuff.
Speaking on Smithville, man. First of all, Smithville is not a place anybody want to live, and I'm just gonna be straight up. And everybody who lives there knows, you know, unless you got money, Smithville's not a place. And if you're the right skin color, then Smithville's not a place you want to be. But across the tracks on MLK, once you pass the tracks, you enter a whole new environment. It ain't nothing like the other side of the tracks. You got potholes everywhere. There's no rain ditches. The water just floods everywhere when it rains. There ain't even a store. There's no stores, the laundromats, a gas station, nothing on that side of the tracks. But they do got you know, rundown trailers, and you got the projects. You got 2 different sets of project housing over there. You know what I mean? That shows you right there what kind of poverty we stay in over there. It's really bad. So there is no Screw memorial anywhere in Smithville, Texas, due to the fact that the racism is so heavily prevalent that you can't be a white boy crossing the tracks and knowing that you live on the good side. They catch you riding on the other side as a white boy, you would get beat up by the police.
Right.
You would get stopped, pulled over. They'll probably beat you up. Aaron Gucci, my brother, you know, he got assaulted by the police, got a boot in his face, and was told that he needed to learn to stay on the right side of the tracks. In school, I was talked to by one of the teachers about how we don't allow S.U.C memorabilia into this school, and we don't care that about DJ Screw personally. They don't have any want to do anything with that type of deal, which to me was confusing because, you know, DJ Screw put Smithville on the map to me, you know what I'm saying? And I went to school with his family. My kids are related to school through marriage. Everybody I know, I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you from Smithville, you either know or you related to somebody that you know, related to DJ Screw or something like that. You know, in some part of fashion, you were connected with Screw. If you from Smithville, you know what I'm saying, you come across the tracks. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you either related to Screw or you affiliated with him somehow. You know, but yeah, man.
And that's a shame, man. Because
it's sad.
You're preaching to the choir. I personally believe the house on Greendown should be considered a national landmark. The city of Houston should own it. Somebody lives there, you know. In
Smithville.
Now you're talking about the birthplace.
You're not even allowed to wear an S.U.C shirt into the school. That's considered against the school, the clothing rules or whatever, the dress code. Yeah.
Which begs the question, man. And you know, maybe we're skipping forward a little fast here, but you're now second generation Screwed Up Click.
Yes, sir. Second generation.
Talk about how that transpired.
Yeah, man. I love telling this story to everybody, man. So I had been pushing my music out. I started rapping again, and I started recording my my flows onto my phone. I started rapping. I had this little it was called In-Track Studio 9, and I would record actually tracked out songs. Like I'm talking about ad-libs, verses, everything, beat, everything, separate tracks. I was producing my own songs. I you know what I'm saying, put them on this platform called Songtree. And then I started shooting them out, copies to Zero, Kiki, you know what I'm saying, ESG. I was shooting them out to everybody, you know, praying somebody would at least take the time to listen to my song. You know, maybe I'll get a deal, you know what I mean? I'm out here like, man, maybe the OGs is thinking about trying to sign somebody
again now. Fishing lines, right?
Yeah,
you putting out the poll, riding real debate. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because all of these old heads that I'm saying now, I mean, you know, no disrespect this by calling them old heads, but they OGs now, you know what I mean? I know they tired of standing up on stage rapping, and you know what I'm saying? I'm here, I'm ready to work, you know what I'm saying? And put me out there, you know what I mean? So maybe their labels is looking to sign people. So that's why I was sending my music to ESG and Zero and you know what I'm saying, all of these you know, Big Pokey, because I'm hoping maybe they got labels now that they ready to start up, or maybe they would be interested in starting a label and man, put me on the roster, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, by doing that, I had sent my song out to Aldi, and then the same day I sent my song to Aldi, I saw a video of them freestyling at the Screw Shop, and I put a comment on there saying, man, that would be a dream of mine to be second generation Screwed Up Click, because I saw them all talking about it, and I was like, what? Like, man, Aldi, Screw's brother, like who other than nobody could say shit, because that's Screw's brother. You know what I'm saying? And Screw loved Aldi, and don't no matter what nobody say or nothing, Screw loved Aldi, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so nobody could say anything about him passing the torch. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if it had been another person talking about, hey man, I'm starting this clique, I'm calling second generation Screw, I would have told him to get your bitch ass out of my face. You know what I mean? But Aldi, you know what I'm saying, that's the, you know, the boss man, he's carrying the torch for Screw. And you know what I'm saying? I had put the comment in the comment section or whatever, and Aldi had never messaged me back. So I figured, I was like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just another person I sent my music to, and they didn't answer back. Well, about like 3 in the morning, I was checking my Facebook. I was about to go to sleep, and I saw that Aldi had tagged me in a post. I went to look at the post, and it said, Lil Dru, you jamming like a motherfucker, bro. Hey, I love your music. Right? Hey, man, you in the family, bro. Right. You second generation Screwed Up Click. Meet us at the Screw Shop next Friday. It's going down. I took off running around the house, and I woke my wife up. Babe, Aldi, man, they want me to be second generation Screwed Up Click. So, shit, I got my shit together, and we shot to Houston, and it was, you know what I'm saying? And I went from there. We did a little freestyle on there. We got that on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? It's doing like 3K. You know what I'm saying? It's doing all right. You know what I mean? We got the freestyle at the Screw Shop, and then I was able to network, you know what I'm saying, and meet a lot of people that introduced me to some really good people that got venues, that got spots, people that make beats, people, man, the second generation Screwed Up Click, we got people that'll bop you on your head if you need to, and we got people that can make beats and
make you
rap
bob your head
everything,
too.
Make you bob your head, you know what I mean? Both. We got everything, bro. When you think of second generation Screwed Up Click, thinking of it like Like, you know, the old S.U.C, what did they tell you, man? You probably got like 500 people out there, maybe only like 30 people rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all doing something, you know what I'm saying? But we all second generation, screwed up clique, and we working to the goal is just for the culture, bro. The goal is not to eat off Screw's name. People get the perception that we trying to like ride a wave. You got to realize I come from where Screw is from. Right. So it ain't just tattooed on my arm, forever banging Screw. My kids are related to, you know, they play with Screw's relatives, you know what I'm saying? Right. Pamela Davis is somebody I went to school with. Charles Davis, you know what I'm saying? Lil Papa, you know what I'm saying? You know, E.C. Culberson, bro. Y'all go look up these last names, man. These are all Screw's relatives, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't do this shit for the capping, for the clout riding. We do this shit because, you know what I'm saying, this is in our heart. This DJ Screw gave us a voice, bro. DJ Screw gave us, you wouldn't even know who I was if it wasn't for Screw. So we gotta carry the torch. We pass on all of our knowledge and make sure that the name lives on forever, you know what I'm saying?
Let alone his essence and his motivations in life was to put other people up on stage, give them the shine. That's what I do, man. I carry on that torch too to this day, man. It's all about the next dude, right? And what Al D does, man. I mean, you got to put in perspective. Al D discovered Zero. Yep. And he discovered Lil Dru.
Yeah. I did discover
That's
Dru.
A wild dynamic there, but it's true.
And I love that because Zero is my favorite artist ever. Right. When I was a kid, I went through everything that you could ever imagine. People talk about their stories, but I was an orphan. You know what I'm saying? Zero's mama died when he was 6 years old. My mama put me in foster care when I was 6 years old. I went to prison. I never had nothing. You know what I mean? And listening to Zero's music, it was weird because when I was a kid, before I discovered Zero, I used to listen to, you know, Nelly and 50 Cent, shit like that when I was like 9, 10 years old. And I would always go to the CD and I would always go find the saddest song on the CD because I want something I could relate to. I can't relate to you talking about, I don't want to hear you talking about you driving in this and you got this and all that. I don't have nothing. I'm crying every night for everything, you know, I'm hungry. And then I heard Zero for the first time and I was like, what? Like, man, this dude is talking about me, like, you know,
relatable.
It just hit me, it would give me chills. And then, you know, me being able to rap, I was like, I always wanted to be like, damn, I want people to feel my story whenever I rap. I want you to get chills. I want you to know how I felt when I ain't had nothing to eat, when I was sleeping out of a clothes basket, when I was 18, walking to school every day. Walking to school at 18, I could have just stayed home. Why I go to school? I went to school to eat. I got free lunch. You know, everything wasn't ever good for me. So Zero got me through a lot of shit. I know people say like, oh, an artist gets, man, it got me through it in a way where I could go to sleep at night. I put my headphones on and I put The Life of Joseph McVeigh on repeat. Or, you know what I'm saying, Let the Truth Be Told, you know what I'm saying, or Look at What You Did to Me. That was my, Look at What You Did to Me on repeat every day, bro, till I knew every word to that album, bro. You know, there was nobody else I could relate. So I always have respect for LD. I already knew LD's the one, you know, G-Love, man, what you talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, that LD, bro, you know what I'm saying, that's LD, you know what I mean?
He's a walking legend.
Yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying, and you know, the way Ro described it is LD just came, picked Zero up and was like, nigga, you screwed up click down. And that's the same way he did me. Dru, you second generation screwed up click. I went to the school shop. You know, I brought my cameraman with me. You know, it's $500 to film inside the screw shop. And because LD co-signed, my partner got to film me walking around, taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's love, bro. And give me a platform, you know what I'm saying? People take shit for granted, you know what I'm saying? Anybody got that shit wrong to say about ID in front of me, it'll get stole off on. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what he has done or hasn't done. If it wasn't for him, none of this shit would be here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So him and Manny Beezer, bro, you know what I'm saying? Shout out for real. Appreciate it, for real.
Man, you bring him something noteworthy, though, about Zero. He is the epitome of an artist, right? How he can flesh out the streets, man, and draw with using the words and his melodies and his baritone, right? And it's just like you said, it can't be stated enough, his effect worldwide, let alone just Houston and his following, and He's kind of I mean, Scarface too, but man, he's kind of our Tupac, man. I mean, right?
Yeah, Zero
There's
was
no
my
one
Tupac.
like him.
I tell that all the time. Tupac was y'all's hero. I was listening to Zero.
Right.
Because, and then from him being from Texas like that, it always just made me. His life was weirdly similar to mine, bro. Like my grandma and my aunt raised me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was a nerd ass nigga with some high waters and some motherfucking Velcro shoes, bro. Getting made fun of all day, getting picked on until I picked up a brick and knocked the nigga the fuck out. And then after that, it was just fighting all the time. You know what I'm saying? I never let people really push me around. I got bullied a lot because I was always shorter than everybody, so I felt I had something to prove. So, you know what I'm saying? Like when Zero said I was that nerd nigga yesterday, that's how I was. I was that nerd with big old bifocals and shit. In the first grade, big old bifocal glasses in the sand. Dorky ass dude. You know what I mean? That's what it was. And today I'm still that same nerd ass nigga though. I like watching, you know, shit that's intelligent to me. I watch shit, you know, dorky ass, you know, shit, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
But the older you get, the wiser, you know, that you can focus all that energy you got put into these lyrics and these bars. And finding that next beat, right?
Yeah, you can clown a motherfucker me like all you want, but because I read Harry Potter books 27 times, but I bet you my motherfucking vocabulary is super fly, bro. Because while I sit here and talk this ghetto shit, I can turn right around and talk to a businessman in the same way and use words and languages that would make you be like, did this dude go to college? Nah, bro, I was reading at a college level when I was in the 3rd grade.
A wordsmith in every way.
Yeah, and I swear to God, I was gifted in talented classes, but they didn't keep me in it because I couldn't stop fighting. I was a bad kid, but guess what? I was in jail a lot, so I sat and read books. I read the Bible like 3 times. I'd be quoting Bible verses like I was a preacher, bro. You know what I'm saying? My vocabulary is for real.
This boy got clips, man. Just real words for you, right? That's great, man.
Just use them.
Currently, we want to focus over here to your left, right? This soda right here, right? You got a root beer, right?
Yes, sir. Lil Dru's 2nd generation.
Man, talk about how that happened.
All right, man.
You never slinging bars, man. Now you slinging sodas.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Shout out Big Tank D, man. I had hooked up with this cat from San Antonio. He's a rapper over there, and I like this sound. I've been looking for rappers that got good sound because people be in the studio rapping and their production is horrible. And I'm trying to link up with people that got good production, that got good sound, and maybe try to do some business with them and us, you know, like work together. During that process, I discovered Big Tank D, and me and him got to chopping it up. And on his pages, he was selling these sodas. He had his face on his sodas. And I'm like, yo, that's just like Exotic Pop. So at that time, I had been trying to get with Exotic Pop. Unfortunately, Exotic Pop wasn't offering me to actually be on a soda, just you know, just a package to where I can be a brand ambassador for Exotic Pop. So I took the other route, and I actually went with a Big Splash Beverage because they were offering me to be on the soda. So got with them, we discussed a game plan, and I actually have diabetes. I have type 2 diabetes. There is no diet soda on this Big Splash Beverage line. So I talked to Big Tank D and I said, hey man, what do I got to do to get me on a soda? And let's do a diet soda.
Brilliant.
You know, that way we offer to a whole different crowd of people.
Man.
And at the same time, we're still selling our sodas. We ain't killing our people. If you diabetic, you will have a diet option. And it ain't all that crazy stuff in it. It's just Splenda. You know what I mean?
And that touches my heart. My oldest daughter, she's type 1 diabetic.
Yes, sir.
So I know all about that. And she takes shots since she was 4 years old. We always had diet soda, you know, in the refrigerator, right? That's a great thing, man.
And that's also me trying to. That's also me trying to push myself as well, because a lot of people don't know I've been hospitalized a lot here in the last couple of years, and my eyesight's almost gone. I'm pretty much you know, almost blind, and you know, I got a lot of health problems due to the diabetic situation. So this is me trying to take a step towards another direction as well. So I'm not just out here pushing diet sodas on y'all. Like, I'm gonna be trying my best to keep, you know, my diabetes under control as well. And in the African American and Latino population, there's a heavy amount of diabetes. So you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm out here in the hood, man. You know, of course you can get you a flavorful punch You know what I mean? But if you got any kind of health problems and you want to keep straight, you know, get you a diet soda.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Support the brand.
Man, that's wonderful, man.
Yes, sir.
Any other things on the horizon I don't even know about? You got some, you got shirts?
Yeah, I don't have any merch, but today, yesterday, excuse me, April 17th, Saturday, I dropped my single free on all platforms, so y'all can go check it out on Spotify, and you can look me up, Lil Dru 5-2, like 5-2, Lil Dru 5-2, LDRU, LILDRU 5-2. You go look me up on Spotify, everything, iTunes, Shazam, all of that stuff. But yeah, go get free, man. It's a live ass song, and it talks about. Actually, if it's okay, I just want to touch into it. The song is actually the first song that I wrote when I got out of jail last year, and it just basically details everything that I went through. And anybody who's ever been to jail, you can feel it, and you gonna feel exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I try to stay, you know what I'm saying? This hip hop today, I feel it's taking a different curve to where I don't like it. I try to keep to what I know. One day I'll be riding in the Benz, but right now I can only tell you what happened to me. So, you know what I'm saying? Go get that free, for real, man. And free all my partners, man. They go out to Mondo, man. My boy Armando out the Southeast, man. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
Mondo
you know
Garza, man. Get out soon, man.
That's
we
my
miss
boy.
you, bro.
Yeah, I miss you, bro. For real.
Right, man.
For real.
Well, man, that is great. I'm glad that you came, man. Hopefully we keep this going, right? And especially Smithville intrigues me. Maybe one day we could take a trip out there and maybe interview some of the people, do a segment, and maybe you could give us a tour, right? Because I've never been. I'd love to be educated.
I'll bring the whole hood to MLK. The entire whole across the tracks will show up for Lil Dru and Doug Huff. Man, we'll be over there, and we could really get an inside look into more detailed of what really goes on in that city, and why Screw is not more of a heavy force in that town. We don't see Screw nowhere in there, and is wrong.
Right, because it's really justice needs to be served, man. But again, man, it's great having you, man. Look forward to many more, bro. Any parting shout outs on the way out? Yeah, man, shout out Magnesia out San Antonio, man. Shout out all my boys out there, Loco Lino, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Rome Huerte, man. Hey, and man, shout out the venues. Hey, bro, shout out everybody that's been supporting the Big Splash movement. Thank you to Lonnie Davis, man, Archie Lee, Los Grace, you know what I'm saying? And always, man, LD, we appreciate the platform, you know what I'm saying? And it's always RIP Screw forever. In 2 days, we don't ride no new waves. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.